You'll see that we're starting this lesson off a little bit differently by starting out inside of After Effects, because in this lesson I'd like to talk about creating text templates and how that works and how you're going to be able to utilize those inside of Premiere to create some very cool, very stylish looking text treatments that you probably can't create inside of Premiere alone. Now you'll see that I've created a very cool text look here for a lower third or even a bug that's going to go into the lower right hand corner. And what I need to do is to get this over to Premiere with this text being an editable element, so that if at any time I need to change this, for example, if it's someone's name super and every time it's going to appear it needs to be different, I need the ability to get in and alter that inside of Premiere. Now, in previous versions of After Effects, what we used to do is to come into the composition settings, we'd come to the Advanced tab, and we'd find the ability to make these text templates readable inside of Premiere from within the Composition's Advanced settings. But you'll notice that as of AECC 2017, that option has been removed. So does that mean that we can't do it? No, it doesn't. It's just been moved to a different location. Now, the first thing that's very important for me to point out is that the way that these text templates works is that any unlocked text layer that you have in your composition will be editable inside of Premiere. If you have any of these channels locked, you will not be able to get in and make adjustments to these text layers. So of course that does beg the question, how do we now get in and export this text template for Premiere? Well, what we're going to do is navigate up to the File drop-down, and what we're going to do is come down to the Export option, and you'll notice that in the Export option, one of the options that we have is to export a composition as a text template. Now it's going to tell me that I need to save the project first, which is fine. I'm simply going to say Save. It's now going to ask me what I'd like to call this and where I'd like to save it to. Now again, I'm going to go back to the location that we were in before. Let's come to After Effects. I'm going to call it Text Template 3D. Once I say save, what I want to do is just hide out of After Effects for a second, because you'll notice that my main text template has been saved as a .aep file, which is an After Effects project. But you'll notice that if I come to where I have my project saved inside of Premiere Pro, and I'm going to come into my After Effects folder, you'll notice that the text template has been saved as a .aecap file, a little bit different than what we had before. Now what we're going to do is we're going to head back into Premiere. I'm going to come and import this element much like I would import any other element. Let's just head to the folder that we have it in, which is our After Effects folder inside of our project. Here it is right here. I'm going to select it and I'm going to say import. Now what's important to keep in mind is that I might very well have created an After Effects project where I had 10, 15, 20, 30 different text templates that once I go to import the After Effects project or composition into Premiere, I'm going to be asked which composition I'd like to bring in. Now in our case, I've only created one. So I'm simply going to select it and I'm going to say OK. You'll see in a matter of seconds that element appears inside of my project. For right now, I'm just going to delete this logos here, the bug in the lower right hand corner. I'm going to take this text template, which I made 7 seconds long, and I'm going to drag it down into my Premiere timeline. Now as soon as I drop it in, you're going to notice that the super has now appeared in the lower right hand corner with the effects that I had added, like that drop shadow. I'm simply going to come back and hit play. We'll see if it plays back in real time. It's pretty darn close. We got a few drop frames in there, but overall that's a pretty good playback. So of course now, how do we now get in and alter this text template inside of Premiere? Well, what we're going to need to do is to first double click on the file to call it up into the source monitor. I also need to make sure that for my Windows that I have my Effects Control tab up as an option, but unfortunately you're going to see that I don't have access to that text to get in and edit it. Well, I don't have access to it in this window. You'll notice that beside the Our First Sequence tab on the left, I do have a drop down called, appropriately enough, Text Template 3D. You'll now see that I have access to this text that is editable. You'll see right there, and I could change this to whatever I want. I could change this to my name. I could even put my last name down here as well. And this is a super quick and super simple way for you to create very cool looking text treatments inside of After Effects using the power of that compositor and be able to get in and quickly adjust them inside of your Premiere Pro timeline.